What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for Belle Collective Season 2, Episode 6. So listen, let me say this. The majority of this episode is just going to be me ranting about this whole situation with Letitia and her husband. But let's start at the beginning, okay? So, we pick up where we left off with Tiambra and what's his name? Damon. Now, Damon said that he didn't have no kind of connection with old girl, spiritually, physically, mentally, that they are just friends. He don't like no drama, and he really don't want to get in no mess. Tiambra was like, I'm so sorry that I even had to bring him into this because I believe him. I've heard him on the phone with her. I've read their text messages. There is nothing there. Maybe she was attracted to him, but he's not attracted to her the same way. I don't know if I'm convinced, but anyway, we're gonna leave that there for right now. Then we get to this scene where Marie, Latrice, and Letitia are meeting up for lunch. Now, first of all, can we say that miracles never cease? The fact that Latrice and Marie are meeting up for this lunch moment, but Marie is already inside. Letitia is outside arguing with Glenn, and Latrice is over on. Listen, let me tell you something. Latrice was hilarious in this moment in that parking lot, trying to see what was going on, but not be in the middle of what was going on, but still try to hear the whole thing, but not look like she was trying to hear the whole thing. Child, I was here for it. I would have been Latrice, okay? But Letitia is upset with Glenn because she was like, "What are you doing here, baby?" Come to find out, Glenn got men following Latrice all over Memphis, talking about, well, you know it ain't safe, so I got my friends following her just to make sure she okay. Bruh. And then he mad because he called her and she wouldn't answer the phone. He was like, when I call, you answer the phone. When I call, you respond. See, here's the problem. Let me go on and tell y'all what the problem is, and we're going to get to part 2 of this in a minute when the guys are out fishing or hunting or whatever the hell it was they was doing, because they said they was going fishing, but they was dressed like they was going hunting. Now, maybe people fish differently in Mississippi. Maybe you got to wear camouflage and hide from the fish when you fishing in Mississippi. But when we fish up here in Maryland, we don't be having to wear no camouflage when we fishing. That's just not how we fish up here. But maybe they fish different in Mississippi. Anyway, moving on. The problem is, Glenn is used to being able to do what he want to do, and even though Latrice will get mad at him, he's used to being able to sweet talk his way back into what he need to get into. He messes up, they argue, they fight, and she might even go over her mama house for a day or two. But see, he's not used to this Latrice. He's not used to the Latrice that won't come around after a couple of days. He's not used to the Latrice that he can't sweet talk. He's not even used to the Latrice that does not make him a priority. And what I mean by that is this. Y'all know what I'm saying when somebody's a priority in your life, whether it be a man, whether it be your mama, whether it be your child, when they call, you drop everything and you answer. If you at work, you answer. If you in the middle of the grocery store, you answer. If you on a date, you answer. If you in church, you answer, because they are a priority. And when they call, you find out what's going on. Sir, you are no longer a priority in Latrice's life. When you call, she will talk to you when and if she feels like it. And he can't handle that. The fact that you got your friends following her ass around, Jackson, you got your friends following her around Jackson because you worried about what she doing and who she doing it with. It don't have nothing to do with her being safe. It don't have nothing to do with, Jackson is it's so dangerous here. Nah, bruh. And let me tell you something. I ain't trying to go left and make this into something dark and dirty because, you know, some of this might be for the purposes of a reality show, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But if this is really what's going on with Glenn, if he really is going this low and getting this desperate, Latrice, that's not healthy. That is not healthy. Because the problem is this man hasn't accepted the fact that things have changed. Which means that if you take him back, he ain't going to do nothing different. Because he has not accepted the fact that y'all are no longer together. And if and when y'all get back together, it'll be under the rules that you set. Not him. Moving on. So then they finally go inside for lunch, and she lets the girls know, and they basically tell her, girl, listen, you know, I understand, you know, the situation, I want you and Glenn to work things out, but at the same time and in between time, he gonna have to understand that you are not, everything I just said, child. I ain't got time to keep going down. Everything I just said. They bring up the whole situation with Tambra, and the spiritual connection with the dude and Damon, and they sound like they not really buying what Damon is selling either. They sound like they kind of believe in, oh girl. Anyway, they must know more than I know, because I'm just like, based on what her word against his at this point. Then we have then they talked about Akeisha and the comments that Akeisha made, and now Tambra is trying to take a step back. She's trying to take a step back, and she's trying to say, oh, well, I didn't say that Akeisha is shady. I said Akeisha can be shady, or whatever it is, child. It is a distinction without a difference, okay? You trying to talk about some watch out for her because she's shady. Girl, she's shady. And I find it interesting that later on in the episode, Akeisha talking about I feel like I'm sort of outside of this group. Girl, what made you think they was going to welcome you in their group? What made you think that the way you showed up and the way you acted and how you carried yourself was gonna be welcoming to them wanting to spend time with you and be cool with you? Even if Tambra hadn't gone back and told them what you said, which I do believe you said, girl, you had just rubbed everybody the wrong way. Anyway, moving on. So we get back. We get a little bit more Gucci time with her husband. We find out that they have a blended family. He has 3 children. I think she has 2 or 3 children. And so they have a blended family. But it sounds like I think her daughter lives with them, but her kids don't. I mean, his kids don't. But so anyway, that's what they have. So she's telling him about what's going on with Glenn and Latrice, and he is trying to defend Glenn and trying to come up with all these excuses for Glenn. Talking about something, I need to talk to my man Glenn. I'm gonna take them out. I'm gonna invite them fishing or something, because I really need to understand. And he's using all these analogies that don't make no damn sense. Listen, him and Zaddy. Gucci, why your husband hair look like that? I was trying not to go there. I was trying not to say nothing about that man's hair, but what? He got like a ponytail that's that big. It's like this much. It's slicked back. It's a lot going on with the hair situation with your husband. Okay. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna say nothing about that man wife. Moving on. So then we get to the birthday party for Latrice and Glenn's son. I mean, Letitia and Glenn's son. Now, she mad at him because she said when he was out there, he got mad at her earlier and he sped out of the parking lot. He messed up the cake. So she mad at him because the cake ain't the way it need to be. So then she mad at him because he was late bringing the son, to the party. So when he get there, she already irritated. And they are arguing. Now, I'm going to give them this much credit. They mumbling under their breath and they're trying not to really make it obvious that they not getting along. But anybody with 2 eyes can see that there's some tension there, that there's something that ain't right going on there. Glenn is mad. He's mad because she is not being who she wants him to be. She is not acting all lovey-dovey like they're a happy family. She's not putting on a front. Like, she's being respectful, but she's not playing those games. And he was like, man, you ain't going to disrespect me. You ain't going to embarrass me. You ain't going to disrespect me. And to the point where Zaddy had to get in the middle and kind of pull him away from her. And Zaddy even said it in his confessional. He was like, listen, you got to... Look, you made this bed. You're going to have to lie in it. You cheated on your wife. This is it. You got to deal with the consequences of your decision. And Glenn talking about I just want my family back. I just want my family back. Well, guess what, sir? I hate to say this and use the old cliche, but guess what? We don't always get what we want. You want your family back. She wanted a faithful husband. We can't always get what we want. Child, ultimately, like I said, the baby had his party. He was Spider-Man, had the Spider-Man cake. They was down to the little trampoline park situation, or I don't know what you call it with the child. Anyway, they was at the little indoor park situation. And I mean, they kept it cordial, but at the end of the day, Glenn don't know how to act because like I said, he never anticipated that it would take this long. He thought that he would just wait her out a couple of weeks, but it seemed like it's been longer, and he just don't know what to do with himself. Talking about he just want his family back. Anyway, child. So then we see Akeisha going to lunch with Marie. Well, they're going on a play date. Marie's taking her grandson. Akeisha's taking her son. They're around the same age. And they're having a good time. They're at the playground having a good time. And it was a good moment. Marie said, listen, I'm here to get to know Akeisha. I'm not going to bring up none of that mess with Tiambra. I'm not going to talk about it. I just want to get to know her and talk to her myself and feel her out for myself. And so they were able to have a good conversation about Marie and her lupus and, you know, how she processes and the fact that she's a full-time grandmother again. You know, her son is in college and how she's basically taking care of her grandson because he has full custody. You know, all of these different things. And they did have a good time. They had a good conversation. They didn't talk business. They didn't talk about the other ladies. They really talked about what they had going on with their information, themselves. And I thought this was a good look for both of them. I thought this was a good look for Marie, who a lot of times we, you know, be giving her the blues. And I thought it was a good look for Akeisha. And this was probably the best moment we've seen Akeisha in since, you know, in the show, as far as her interacting with the other ladies. Like, this is probably the best moments. So that was a great scene. Then we get all the guys together, child. We got Akeisha's husband. We got Zaddy. We got Glenn. We got Gucci's husband. And we got, like, another dude that I think he's somebody's cousin. I don't know. Basically, they're talking about Glenn and his infidelity. Now, Glenn said, listen, I don't even know if I'm being punished for something that we don't even know if it's true or not. I don't even know if I'm the baby daddy. So this is what I'm going to say. At this point in the game, I'm over this whole situation. You mean to tell me that you admitted to having an affair, so you know you slept with the woman. He talking about something. As far as I know, she was already pregnant when we were messing with each other. So that tells me that the time that she conceived is very close to the time that you slept with her. Okay? Why y'all ain't had a DNA test yet? And I'm saying that to all people involved. Letitia, Glenn, and the other woman. At this point, somebody need to have a damn paternity test. Okay? Let's have a DNA test. Let's find out if he is the daddy. Because if he ain't the daddy, then Letitia, you need to make a decision about whether you want to get back with this man or not. If he is the daddy, then I don't know what to tell you, girl. But y'all need to close this chapter. Because it don't change the fact that he had an affair. But it sounds like you had forgiven him for the affair. You just didn't know that there might be a baby attached. So you forgave him for the affair. That's what it sounds like. You forgave him for the affair. So if there is no baby, can y'all go back to where y'all were? I don't know. But that's what it sounds like to me. Now, poor Akeisha's husband, he can't understand nothing they saying. He said, listen, I understand that we in the South and they got Southern accents, but I need an interpreter. Listen, I feel the same way. I need an interpreter too. Hell, for Zaddy, they do be putting subtitles on the damn screen. Because I need help. Okay? But basically, they end up fishing after they let him, you know, get it off his chest. But all of them are telling him, look, like, you screwed up. You're going to have to deal with the consequences of your decisions. At the end of the day, you did it. Child, I don't know. Anyway, that was that. So, finally, the ladies are getting together to have, like, basically to clear the air. They didn't invite all the ladies. Marie can't come because she had a lupus flare-up. So they're all coming together to try to clear the air. So Akeisha and Letitia end up getting into it because Letitia said, listen, Tiambra done told me that you said we was all ugly. She done told me that you sneaky, that you shady, and I need to keep an eye out. Now Tiambra is like, I ain't say that. I didn't say she was shady. I said she can shade people. Girl, sit down. Because you done said it. You done played bone collector. You done told them what she said. You done told her what they said. And now It's all coming up. We all in the same room, and we all comparing notes, and your name keep coming up. You are the common denominator, okay? You are bone carrying, okay? Now, here's where I got mad at you, Letitia. Because Letitia, when you had lunch with her, you told her that she brought in the bad energy, and you were upset because she came in the door with the bad energy as it related to, shoot, I can't even get it out. The bad energy as it related to, the brunch. But now you sitting here saying, well, I was already waiting for you to walk in the door with an attitude because Tiambra done told me that you can't be trusted. Girl, now listen, I'm here with you that the woman walked in the door with an attitude, but you got to make up your mind. Either she walked in the door with an attitude and that's what upset you, or you already knew she was going to walk in the door with an attitude and that's why you felt the way you felt. Like, it can't be both. Either you came in, because like she said, so basically what you saying is you were already waiting for me to say something. So anything I did or said, you were going to already amplify because you were already on go because of what Tiambra said. Now the rest of the conversation is going to finish up next week, and that's where the conversation going to come up that, well, you called us ugly. And she was like, I ain't say that. I ain't say that. Yes, you did. You called them ugly. There's not a bone in my body that don't believe that you called them women ugly. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.